Shalom Aleichem. Mishnah Yomi is holding in chapter 3 of Bava Kama, Mishnayot 5 and 6 today. Mishnah Hey, Zay Ba Bechavito. One man is carrying a chavit, a barrel or a pitcher, Zay Ba Bekurato. The other one's holding a beam, like a 2x4 or a 4x4, something long. Nishbura Kadu Shel Zay Bekurato Shel Zay. They happen to bump into each other. There was a blind intersection, and the beam hits the barrel, and it breaks. Putter. He does not have to pay. Why? Shelazei reshut l'cholech, vilazei reshut l'cholech. They both have reshut, permission, the ability to use the reshut rabim, the public street. So the one carrying the breakable jug should have looked carefully before entering this blind intersection, and the one carrying the beam is not liable to pay. What about haya bol kore rishon? Vol chavit achron. So the guy carrying the beam, he's walking first, and the one carrying the barrel is after him. Nishbara chavit bekura. And what happens is the beam carrier slows down suddenly or stops to rest, and then the guy carrying the barrel crashes into the beam and it breaks. Pater bal hakora. He does not have to pay. Vim amod bal hakora, but if he mamish comes to a complete stop, chayav. Now in the Gemara, Daf 30, they explain if he's stopping just momentarily to adjust his load, just to get everything in the right place, and then he moves on, that's normal to do so in the Reshut Rabim, in the flow of traffic, to momentarily pause. And the guy walking right after him with the breakable barrel should have given a little more space. Like on the highway, you want to give a little more space if you see that someone's, possibly slowing down. Now, but to stop and rest, amad here, the Gemara explains, means to stop and rest, like mamish stop in the middle of the lane of traffic. That is not normal, and if someone does so, and then someone else crashes into him, the one who did the abnormal act of stopping in the middle of the flow of traffic, he must pay. The im amar lebala chavit amod, but if he told the carrier of the barrel to stop, or he put on his hazard lights or shouted out, hey, I'm stopping, or slow down, putter, he doesn't have to pay. He gave warning that something was going on. Hayabol chavit rishon, if the one carrying the jug was going first, bal kura achron, the one carrying the large beam was after him, nishbra chavit bekura, and he crashed into the jug and broke it with the beam, chayav, he has to pay. He should have given more space. Amad bal chavit, putter. If the one with the barrel stopped completely in the flow of traffic, not just for a couple seconds, but mamish stopped to rest for a while, and the guy with the beam didn't have enough chance to avoid it, he does not have to pay for breaking the barrel. Imamar lebal kura amod, but if he warned him, yes, I'm stopping, slow down, there's a hazard, I have to stop and rest for a moment, chayav, then he would have to pay if he does not heed the warning and indeed crashes into the barrel. V'chen ze ba b'neiro, so too, cases where one person is holding an exposed flame and the other one is holding pishtan, flax, which is quite flammable. Now, you might have thought there is a greater degree of liability for someone who's carrying fire, or that someone carrying something flammable must be more careful, but the Mishnah is teaching us the same rules apply. We allow people to carry things that are flammable or cause a fire in the Reshut Rabim, as long as they're taking normal precautions and not doing things that are abnormal. Now, Mishnah Vav continues this theme of doing things normally in the public area so people can sort of expect what's going to happen next. There are two men walking through the public street. Echad rotz, echad mecholek. Now, one of them is actually running, and the other one's walking. Even if both of them are running, Hiziku, Zayat, they bumped into each other, or their load bumped into each other, Shnehem, Pturim. They're both putter. Now in the Gemara they explain this Mishnah is talking about erev Shabbos, when people are in a hurry. On erev Shabbos, shortly before Shabbat comes in, it's actually normal to be in a hurry. So that should be expected. However, if it was not erev Shabbos, and one party is running or going abnormally quickly through Reshut Rabim, that one is chayav if he bumps into someone else. And there's more evidence for this concept in the Gemara Shabbat Lamed Gimel, Lag b'Shabbat, which is also about Rashbi, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, Lag ba'Omer, we mentioned this, where they left the cave on a very high level, a very high madrega, and they were very judgmental but other people, then when they saw an old man running right before Shabbos, running to get home with his fragrant leaves to honor the Sabbath, Shamar V'Zachor, their mind was put at ease. So we see it is normal to run erev Shabbos. It's something that should be expected, and we need to take proper precaution to honor the Shabbat. Of course, if you can start earlier and get things done earlier, that's also a wonderful way to honor the Sabbath. Yishar Kochachem, Sei gesund.